Chetara, I will no come up with one on the Jew and Noko. Nanka Tata, I get a ban is inauguration of road safety clubs in Anambra State. I went DC road safety, yeah, not to I call a live Basalanya clubs and Epumakia. Kedi Hedge, you actually all these clubs. Kepano, indicates again at clubs. Ian Diarine again a banana, Tata, Nanyabi hem make it more in Anambra. I were at Ndobia, Bowen Kembo, Innocent, Afam Ume, Chief Route Commander, FRSC, Anambra State Command. And I said ignoring me.
Thank you.
I was Isabella Nkechi Maka, Zonal and State Public Enlightenment Officers, Safety Marshals, Anambra State. That was in your life. Thank you. And then, Mononyo Bombo, Ajula Chukoka, Win or wherever not to try.
The bad and making no Kai Genti, Okuai when Otutua, Dalon.
Odima and by Costa Wata Colonia Bo is still who I never bayata, I gana to be an associate, but not to copy an associate, Macana, Diana, Wajalina Bobo, Abrosos, and Dibo. And so we'll be mixing the language this morning. Inaugurating of a road safety clubs in Anambra State. Let's start with you. Kaibiabi no innocent afan. Here Basalo Club. Before I have that, we have Basalo Road Safety Club. Kedi ihe bụ okenology in the road safety na Nigeria. We know when you talk about road safety, onye ọbụla ma ihe amaghị nọ nchekwa ya bụ ike ga-esiwa na agba n'ọzọ mana o nwere ihe ndị ọzọ gbakwunyere na ya bụ apart from ensuring safety on roads na responsibility ndị commission.
Road safety ka isi wee kọwaa bụ nchekwa okporo ụzọ ma njem na ihe ndị ọzọ. Road safety na onwe hazi as office bịa fụ na ndị a na-agụ okwu maka nchekwaba bụ ndị na-agba n'ụzọ ma ndị adult ma ndị nwere moto na-emekarị njem. Wee notice na ọ ka mma na ebuoro ihe gbasara safety gawa na schools maka na a bịa fụ na ọ bụrụ sọsọ adult ka okwu safety dị ala. So ya kpatara road safety ji wee guzobe road safety club na schools na Nigeria or the brainchild of Federal Road Safety Commission. Then the road safety club dịkwa ọnọdụ ka ụmụ ihe debate club, jet club, some schools nwere chess club. So these are some of the avenues road safety feel na ebidokwu okwu safety. Ọkamma na-ebido na grassroots ka ụmụaka anyị mara ihe a na-ekwu maka ya. Onye ọ bụ ihe kpatara anyị ji wee sị ka anyị mee ka ndị mmadụ mata. Abịakwa na Anambra State enwere ọtụtụ ụlọ akwụkwọ anyị guzobe maka ihe mmemme anụ a na-abịa echi Thursday. Dalo.
Ọdịmma dalụrị na ya bụ ihe kawala gbasara ihe unu bụ n'obi iji ewuzobe ya bụ clubs na schools dị iche iche. Isabella, coming to you, ihe gbasara clubs, we want to know, kedu schools, or are we talking about primary schools, secondary schools, or tertiary institutions when we talk about the schools where you want to establish these clubs? And then he has already told us about the reason why you want to establish the clubs. But then again, what actually are they going to be doing there? Because you know we have a lot of clubs in school then, when we were in school. We have even a debate club, we have Rotary club, they call themselves road tractors and all that. So we want to know specifically, can you have an name at this particular club?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, the corps, the Federal Road Safety Corps, is made up of the regular marshals, that's the uniformed men, the special marshals, the the volunteer arm of and then the Road Safety Club. So these are our babies. These are children that we birth, and then hopefully they grow into the system, the majority of them anyway. So the clubs that we are looking at from primary schools it's not, nobody is too young to learn about safety, so, but for this inauguration, particularly, we are focusing on the secondary schools, and then we'll now get into the younger ones. So for the purpose of this particular inauguration, we're looking at 10 schools that cut across the state from the different local governments in the state. And there are so many things that they learn. There's so many things they learn. This is actually the ICT age where you have kids, young kids pressing their phones, getting knowledge left, right, and center. And this is an opportunity for us to actually give them what they should know from the source. And a lot of parents are so busy right now that there are a lot of things they don't pay attention to. And then you have kids pressing phones, crossing the roads, jumping into the roads. Kids are no longer guided on how to move, when to move, what to do, what to look out for. You see kids walking on the streets with oncoming vehicles. They are not mindful of vehicles coming behind them. They shouldn't even be on that side of the road. So these are the things that we teach them. And then when they see road signs, unfortunately, even adults don't even know what the signs mean. They see a stop sign, we run red lights like the traffic light is not even there. So these kids will be taught what the signs mean: construction sites, slopy areas, corners, sharp bends, narrow road, bridges. There are so many things. When they get into a society that works with these signs, they should be able to flow and understand these things, because these are standard signs. So there are a lot of things that the children will be taught.
Wow, that's good. From what you just said, you said you guys are starting with about 10 schools, and then from there you will go. Is it predominantly an Anambra State initiative, or is there any possibility, because road safety is not only synonymous to Anambra State, it's federal? Do we get to see these things go from one state to the other by the time you guys spread to other schools in every other local government area in Anambra State?
Oh, thank you, sir. We actually, this is a federal establishment.
Yeah.
So it cuts across all the states in the nation. So, in fact, by the end of the year, hopefully, we're going to have a zonal competition. So the schools in Anambra, we are from RS3, zone RS3. The HQ is in Benin. So we are hoping to have schools from Benin, from Edo, Delta, and Anambra states competing at the end of the year. So it's really going to be interesting and intense, So it's a federal thing, but we are going to capture it at the state level and at the zonal level.
Okay. What are there for kids to gain by competing?
That will spoil the surprise.
That will spoil the surprise. I was thinking maybe I will be eligible to.
Let's go back to you. We hear about this particular club, just like she said, all 10 schools getting in Negodanya now, for now. And here about the clubs, can you Ghana at the club, but is it just the students? What about the teachers? And then who are the people that will be teaching those people or coaching them? Are you going to be there 247 whenever they are in school, or whenever they have their meeting, the club meeting, to coach them? Or do you have teachers whenever maybe you are going to train them, kind of, and they will be passing down the information or whatever it is that you've given them to those people that are the club members, the students? And then again, can do the criteria, can you imagine again when before by the club as a student, again when maybe how intelligent you are, or if you're willing, what are the criteria, what are we looking at if you want to join the club as a student?
Thank you. Bu eziokwu bụ na anyị ebidogo gawa schools for sensitization, for enlightenment before now. Anyị ebidogo na-aga some schools na-aga the need na inculcate road safety culture in students. So anyị ebidogo na-aga before abezia tinye date maka inauguration.
Okay.
Now, for ndị ga-join, just like every other club in schools, like we earlier mentioned, enwere a particular criteria.
Okay.
Yes. Ndị niile nọ na secondary school because, of course, everybody am know forever. I went in a debate club, I went in a chess club, I went in a so I but the point about I want to regular marshals and special marshals. Now I didn't at these schools. Now I go maka safety. Number two, I well every school well a licensed teacher. So that teacher can guidelines or the teaching procedure. So that you school A, but you school B. So in other words, every school will a teacher that will be taking this function. No bro mbobu na ayaneje. Manonokete ayaneje. And that is why we are together here. The Road Safety Club nonaka bundi special massage. Manimo na special massage no kwanda regular massage. In other words, I need to make you on. So like schools una no noka. And when special massage known at that place. For example, Onitsha, Nnewi, and all these other local governments. So the special massage in those areas covers for those schools over there. Mana, nke we go to the main buna. Onye nkuzi no na that school. Anyị okwa under volunteer level because I got management. Nege monitor nkuzi gana akuziri. So onye nkuzi ndi school nyere anyị eguru gie kọwalịa the teachings ihe ọ ga na pass onto the student because ọ bụrụ na ị ga ntị ọ sị na a ga-enwe test or rather competition. This competition will tell you ihe a na-agwa school A ka a ga-agwa school B because the question will be drawn from ihe niile a na-akụzi all those while before the competition. So anyị emesigo the arrangements. But I did this inauguration. I will go with some schools in Ekibe in. Let me also add it. For I don't know what I security. I tell you good. Private schools and what have you because I not select everybody. Mission schools. So we're going to say I tell you good. Now I have more space. The activities in school, UGD, jam-packed, and Kaimago, you will not force them. Then you tell them what your intentions, Kowalo had the benefits. So some of them, Ekibe in, actually. It means
that this 10 school will just they accept to go wholeheartedly.
Oh, we're going to do Jaka had there.
Okay.
Honey, Kaibe. And we started going. So apart from the Delede, when they Jaka, Jokukwa, Nakai, they didn't invite us. The other ones wrote. We went to the others. So these 10 schools, only case is select, yeah. Kogare the one-sided. Abrabianoka, and we're 8 schools. What about the other local government? So only case is balance, yeah. Touch, yeah. Everywhere.
All the local government in
Anambra.
Only you could the program, about the safety clubs in schools, clashing with the school curriculum.
Yes.
Here, termly thing or just session, as in, is it going to be each term and here based on the competition on the the zonal competition on the is it going to be a termly thing or just one session?
It is a continuous thing.
But each that is third term,
the competition can come up when we want. Okay. It is we that will decide when the competition will come.
But the teaching is going to be
it continues.
Continuous, yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Isabella, let's come back to the people that are going to be involved, the students. And we're like any number of students that you want to be. For example, if you take a particular school, we have a St. Peter's Secondary School now, and you say that you just want like maximum of 100 people to be members of the club, or you don't have any limit to the membership.
Thank you. We don't place a limit on membership because virtually all the kids, apart from the boarding school students, every other child is on the road, morning and afternoon. So the more children that understand the rules of the road, the better for us. Safety is for everybody. So we don't We don't put a ceiling to the number of people in the club.
And earlier, when you were explaining something, you mentioned that most adults don't even know how to use the road properly. I mean, some jump traffic and so many of them. So I know that these schools, they normally organize Parent Teachers Association meeting, PTEs. Have you ever gone to such meeting to speak to both the students and their parents? Because you're talking about safety of roads.
We actually
concerns everyone.
Yeah, thank you. We have avenues where we interact with the adults apart from the school. So when we come to the school, we face the students. You know, when we have a lot of avenues. We have church advocacies, we have park rallies, media, like what we are doing now. Basically, it's not the students that will be watching this, you know. So we have a lot of avenues that we get to reach out to the adults. We are getting into the month of August, where we're going to have a lot of gatherings. So the women who come for August meeting, okay, they are going to be our targets, and you're going to see a lot of us all over the place talking to them about, you know, safety, whether walking on the road, on your bikes, keke, whatever it is, however you use the road, there is a safety measure to observe. So we're going to meet with the women for the month of August. It's us and them. In every area, every meeting, we're going to penetrate all the churches, all the gatherings, all the meetings. We actually have meetings with town hall unions, drivers unions, keke unions, Okada riders. We are everywhere. So we have target audience, and it's a planned and strategic enlightenment. So we actually target them.
That's good to know. Afam, let me come to you. Before I throw you the question, I really want to commend you guys for the job you're doing, making sure that Nigerian roads are safe. There is no part of Nigeria you travel to, you don't at strategic points meet your likes on the road, making sure that we travel safe. But then again, I don't know if it's going to be, if it's my thought, or maybe you guys have not thought it this way. Don't you think that there should be a station of road safety at parks so as to curb these excesses of overloading? Sometimes you get to a park and you see a vehicle being loaded beyond its capacity. And when they get on the road, accidents might occur. But if a station of road safety are in these major parks, wouldn't that help in curbing this overloading that we most times see on our road? That's just my own observation and opinion. What do you have to say about that?
Your observation or your question is in order, because it is obvious now, point of takeoff is these parks. Point of movement are these parks. So the road safety, in their wisdom, have this collaboration with National Union of Road Transport Workers, who are the parent body of these various parks. Now, it is on the pipeline, I must have to tell you, even though it's not part of our discussion, that some of us, in those designated parks, whose responsibility to be sure that this vehicle that is leaving from this park are overloaded. One, that the driver that is taking off from this park and there any sign of alcohol in him. So to a large extent, the thing is on the pipeline, and I like the way you brought it up in this inauguration. So the road safety, in their wisdom, even when new management in road safety presently, so is on his schedule. So very soon you will see it, because Odugo a must now. Every park must align with road safety standard. With this present management of the new road safety management, Oyobuna Nenwe park where you can identify, so many people, based on the plans of road safety so soon. So it's on the pipeline.
All right. Let's come back to It seems we are doing guide to guide right now. Let me come back to you. Now, you've been going to school and talking to these people, but this is the official takeoff of the club, the Inauguration so far. And then I know that you want to, there is something you have in mind when you decided to, inaugurate such clubs. So looking at what you're going to achieve in the next 1 or 2 years, what do you have in mind? Like when you see, that yes, we've really made it, we really carried out what and the purpose for which we instituted these clubs in the next 1 or 2 years.
Thank you. Hopefully before that, before the 1 or 2 years, we need to see behavioral changes, because children learn very fast. And the way you put it out to them, once they key in, they just begin to act on it. That's the beautiful thing about children. When you work with them, you begin to see results. So I expect that when we see a group of children walking, they walk against traffic. They don't allow their peers to bring out their phones on the road while crossing the road or even while walking on the road. Earpiece. I saw a meme yesterday. The guy said brake pad is now 25K. If you like, carry earbud and cross the road. It was funny, but
the message was
yes,
sent there. Yeah.
Because I actually saw, I was driving and somebody was pressing her phone. She walked right in front of my vehicle. She didn't know. She turned, probably she sensed that something was behind her, jumped out of the road, and still came back again. Now this is somebody walking on the road. I just had to slow down and watch what was happening. And eventually, I had to tap on the horn, because there's a way you press the horn first and,
it startles the person.
It startles the person and she just does something crazy on the road. So it's, we need to see less of things like that. We need to see children who want to cross the road. Of course, in the absence of a zebra crossing, once kids are stationary, there are some vehicles that will stop. And then they move and cross the road safely. So there are a lot of things, using the pedestrian bridges, and there are a lot of things that we're going to see. Definitely we're going to see changes.
I remember when we were in school, we didn't have a road safety club, but they used to teach us when you want to cross the road, you
look left, look right, then look left again.
Look right before you go. I don't know whether they teach that these days.
Yeah, we do. And
you've said a whole lot, but I've not heard either of you mention in this school club inauguration about the disabled, carrying them along, because I think Nigerians have this issue with helping the disabled in crossing the road. Most times when you see a disabled person wanting to cross, most people just walk past them. So I don't know if it's a job of the road safety in order to sensitize Nigerians on how to actually help them, and then probably maybe there should be certain signs so as to help road users to do that. Okay, a blind man wants to cross. Things like that. Are they part of what you guys are going to be teaching these kids?
Yes, definitely. It's part of the guideline.
Okay.
But I want to say this, that it is a human thing to be able to see someone who is disadvantaged and reach out to help the person. It goes beyond road safety. That shows your humanity as a person. So, of course, it's part of the guideline, but it's not up to road safety alone to inculcate that in the students. As a person, you see someone who is blind, wants to cross the road, you give assistance. That makes you human. It doesn't single you out as a road safety person.
Okay, let's talk about the inauguration. When is it happening? And you've already mentioned it's 10 schools. Do you mind telling us the name of the schools and where they're located, and what activities do you have planned up for the inauguration?
Thank you. We have 10 schools. Some are in Oka, like I earlier said, some are in Inewi, Onitsha, and what have you. Some of the schools, we have Ado Girls Secondary School. That one I think is in Onitsha. We also have Federal Science, FSTC, and that one is in Oka here. we have St. John of God, we have King's College at Nnewi, and we also have a Trinity College or high school, also in Onitsha. A whole lot of schools around the state.
So the activity, is it going on the same venue or you're having it in different schools but simultaneously?
No, because of this inauguration, which is special, we brought every school, we invited every school to the office.
Okay.
So every of these schools will come to the command tomorrow for the inauguration. It will be easy to carry everybody along when we have one central venue. Yes. After the inauguration, like, I don't know whether I have said that, after the inauguration, they will go back to their various schools and the teaching continues. It is like an official ceremony. We've been going there, we've been doing that until this stage. So that is it.
All right, so you invited all of them, they are going to be there tomorrow. So the inauguration proper is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay, for the success of this club in schools, which people are you looking up to be part of, helping you to pass this message? Yeah, I know you come for the teaching, and I know you have the liaison officers in schools, teachers rather,
yes,
in schools. But apart from that, what other stakeholders or people that are interacting with these kids would you want to also help to, keep on passing this safety message to these kids?
Okay, the special marshals Anambra State are all over the state. Of course, they are not regular marshals. Now, these special marshals have been assigned to these schools because in Anambra State we have about 29 units of special marshals. So these 29 units are scattered all over the local governments in the state. So, for proximity's sake, and where you need to be closer to school, so we now tell the units to be in charge of those schools. Apart from that, we have said na a template school management or select a teacher that will be in charge of this. And because the teacher is helping us somehow, even though not help quite the student, we also have this communication line
with the teacher.
Because the teacher is not a road safety person. It's not a road safety. So
that means the teacher will undergo certain training before
which we have done.
Which okay.
I am a gay. My name is Oyenkuzi Kobo. So no kete. All the possible too. So
just pass down the information. Now elaborate more.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, based on this, you said that this is starting with schools, and as time goes on, Obaneze tertiary institution. Because I remember as road safety, when we served, I went to Corpus Bucha road safety marshals, yes. You understand? Mm-hmm. So is that just it, or you guys are taking it to the tertiary environment with the beginning of this one's now schools go to?
Okay, but the truth of the matter is that this road safety club particularly are not for tertiary institutions.
Okay.
Yes. The youth service can focus on them. They graduate here. Because how do you bring the university students together? How do you bring them together? So,
we still have clubs in the university, in the tertiary. We have a press club, we still have road tracks, so you can still take it to the tertiary institution.
Tertiary institutions, of course, they are more of adults. So these ones are in our target. We call this catch them young. So this between 11 to 17 or 12 to 18 years is our target. So every meet in the Nukumadi, like in the youth service,
okay.
They belong to road safety CDS group.
Yeah.
Because I have several other groups. Yeah. So that's where we interface with them. So, but on this level, we do not go to higher institutions in the States to talk. We talk to these students and the pupils for now.
Well, let me be rounding up with this question. By the time you do these things, you understand? This is coming to Isabella. By the time you do these things, let me deviate a little bit. By the time you do this and then you get to schools and then you guys get these children interacting at this tender age, is there any way in the scope of things you're encouraging these kids to join the road safety
exactly
and the future?
What I have in mind.
You understand? Is there any way? Because
yes.
Kids tend to grow with what they are used to. Yes. You see kids aspiring to be doctors because their father or mother were doctors. So when this thing, like I asked earlier on, when this thing is continuous, a child is in primary school, in JSS 1. This time she learnt about road safety. Next time she learnt about it.
And looking at how they are well
exactly, looking at where you're dressed, you're looking, posh and everything like that. Don't you think you're passing a message to the psychic of these children? Is that part of it?
Thank you. I think you've answered your question.
Okay.
Because from our interactions with them, and like you said, from the presentation, we also have rules and guidelines that guide our conduct, our interactions with the public. This is a regimented organization. So we also have rules that guide our interactions when we interface with the public. So by the end of the interaction, there will be an impact. There is no, when children see, there's this thing about uniform. Yeah. When kids see this often and on, and then they go on the road and then still see this uniform and they're like, these are the people that came to our school. It piques their interest and they begin to engage, they begin to connect. So you'll definitely see kids who, I want to be, even adults, when they say, I want to be this, I want to join you, I want to be like, and definitely, when you have a child who has that interest, they come with that passion. When they come into the system, they come with that passion, they come with, and these are people who are now informed. So when you have the information, the knowledge, the passion, definitely you make a change.
Me, if I should add, I would also suggest that maybe you keep tabs on the name of the most performing students because they're going to be organizing competitions. So that maybe whenever they come back and they apply to work with your organization, you go back to your system and see their name.
Sure. Having performed wonderfully, so you consider them.
Okay. I was actually a cadet before I became a special marshal.
Okay.
So I came into the system quite young, and it's just part of me right now, So the only thing is that I didn't graduate into the
regular marshal,
but it's a good one.
Thank you so much. My colleague already, appreciated you guys for what you are doing because this is quite important that we educate our children, catch them young when they are still little, and you start telling them the right things to do and how to go about things. And we want to say a very big thank you. And we still pray that tomorrow's event is going to be a successful one.
Thank you.
And then, thank you so much, Innocent Afamume, the Chief Route Commander, FRSC, Anambra State Command. Thank you for being here this morning. And Isabella Nkechimaka, Zonal and State Public Enlightenment Officer, Safety Marshal, Anambra State. Dalo. All right, well, that's it on the show this morning. I know Dalori Nendini Nagalaente. Unanugo kam nyabi hesiwe. Maybe kondine na nagaente. Bano mboke fono mono na school so nyabo club and kumaki nyabo road safety clubs. Ana inaugurated tomorrow na 10 schools. Asinege bidogo with 10 and obosena gazema asudo latoboto ekobi ekobe ogabazia amaloke gesi wetinese school and those and or maybe most of the schools that actually rejected your proposal before
they will be attracted.
Yes. They will be attracted. Okay, dalo the ring afambo chidima oranwa kemesen
Kodino afambo ajuru chukwu kabwe dalo no divine.
big day ahead.